Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, the Labour MP for Bradford West, Naz Shah, has revealed tonight details of what she claims are attempts by members of her local party to intimidate her. She decided to speak out after a Newsnight investigation into the blocking of women entering politics in wards with high numbers of South Asian Labour members. Last week, the Luton MP Gavin Shuker told Newsnight's Katie Razzle that he had felt extremely pressured by elements within the party to stay silent about things he knew to be true. Labour's National Executive Committee has already taken over control of 6 wards in Bradford, and tonight Naz Shah has been talking to Katie about her own experiences. First, though, a quick recap of the story.
Six weeks ago, we broadcast claims by Muslim women that the Labour Party had a problem in its ranks. The charity Muslim Women's Network UK wrote to Jeremy Corbyn, talking of systematic misogyny by Muslim men in his party. We spoke to women who told us they'd been sabotaged and blocked from becoming Labour councillors.
People were just turning up at my family home and trying to intimidate my mum.
Because I didn't have my father's consent and support, I had to step down.
Labour officials must be allowing this to happen. This is not happening in a vacuum.
After that report, more women approached us with experiences they said they'd had of the so-called baradari, a kind of patriarchal clan politics that's often seen as an import from the Mirpur region of Kashmir. These included councillors and ex-councillors from the party.
I had phone calls to say, your son is 5, do you want him to be 6?
Stuff was posted through my letterbox, so when I opened it, it was a picture of a page 3 nude model and a picture of my head attached to that.
Throughout our investigation, we've heard allegations of threats, pressure put on families and other tactics used against women, including women here in Bradford, though up to now nobody from this town felt willing to go on camera. That was until our second report aired last Friday night. After watching it, the Labour MP for Bradford West, Naz Shah, wrote a stinging piece in the Huffington Post saying the women's testimonies resonated with her because she'd experienced similar bullying and intimidation. She's agreed to talk to me exclusively about what's going on in the Labour Party in seats like these. What experiences have you had that are similar to the women that we've spoken to for our investigation?
Okay, I've had members of the Labour Party having meetings which I've been excluded from, who in those meetings I've been discussed, it's been agreed, somebody had a printed picture out of me, somebody had an article printed of me, and it was agreed that they would look for further evidence to desecrate my character because I'm a Muslim, I'm a Muslim woman who lives in Bradford. That would really be very damaging for me culturally.
What kind of picture?
It was just a picture of me and a friend at a party, and that was it. There was nothing. There was a bar behind, but there wasn't. You know, I'm not got a drink in my hand. I don't drink alcohol, but it's damaging. I was asked during my campaign between Labour members in one of our campaign offices whether I was in a relationship with a serving MP at the time. And I said no, and it was like, I says, well, why would you ask me that? You wouldn't have asked a man that question. And I challenged them. And it was interesting. So this was kind of misogyny that exists is quite shocking.
You know, how does it work? With these women that we've spoken to from all these different communities, they say they are actually blocked, that the selection process is dubious.
Yeah, because through the selection process, it is, because what happens is you have people, you have people that are agreed that you will get selected, and then you will tell people how to vote, and they will vote that. Amongst my 6 wards that I have, there are some very dubious practices in a few of them wards. It's not all 6 of them. I must say it is where there is a higher number, a higher volume of Pakistani membership. That is the fact. And in that where there is Pakistan, it is a culture of gatekeeping. It is a culture of power politics for the sake of having power, and that power resides with men.
But how did this small number of men have the power?
Because they control the electorate, so it's family loyalties, it's clan loyalties, it's politics. It goes back to a Pakistani model, a way of doing things, which is you will do whatever you will follow your parents or your family, how your family will support that person. I've had good guys from the community who come up to me and say to me, do you know what, Naz? Please, these lot will never let you win another election. They will ruin you. You know, just back down.
Do you think that's true? Because obviously lots of the women we've spoken to claim they were deselected because they spoke out, because they were too vocal as councillors. Could you, do you think, be ousted?
Absolutely, absolutely. There is no, because they control the electorate.
And it's a cultural thing, not a religious thing.
Let's be really clear, this is not a Muslim issue. This is not a, you know, if anything, I gain my strength from my religion to address some of this, because inequality is not something that's accepted in my religion. It's certainly not something that I gain strength to actually challenge this head on through my faith.
It's a difficult issue. Do people worry? I mean, I think people worry about appearing racist if they talk about it.
Well, let's be clear about it. There are times when you can't address something, you can't say something, because you will be seen as you're attacking that community. And never so much as it is now, because of Islamophobia and because of the rise of Islamophobia, do we tackle it? Does it look like I'm attacking my own community? Well, actually, no. What I'm doing is the right thing. Whether you're Muslims or non-Muslims, whether you're white, black, or Asian, or pink, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. What's wrong is wrong, and that's where we have to. That has to be our starting point. It has to be for democracy, for political, politics needs women, and women deserve better.
Do you think the Labour Party is doing enough then in this area?
For me, in terms of my experiences, I have had the utmost support from the Labour Party leadership. I am meeting with Jeremy next week, hopefully, to look at some of these issues. I have had support from fellow women MPs, male MPs. I really have been supportive. I haven't had, I haven't experienced anything that would stop what I'm trying to do.
Muslim Women's Network UK want an independent inquiry by the Labour Party into this. They've written to Jeremy Corbyn asking for it. Do you support that?
Absolutely.
Do you think they're going to get it?
Yeah, I don't see why they shouldn't. I think Labour being transparent and in terms of fairness and justice and equality, it's what we stand for. And if we have it, it's what I wrote in my article, it's in my DNA, it's in the Labour Party DNA. We should, if there is anything, we should be transparent and open. And if there is anything that we need to be doing, including an inquiry, then yes, we should be doing it.
Why have you decided to speak out now?
It's incumbent upon me. There's more reason for me to speak about it because I've come through the system. And I have a responsibility to other women that are coming behind me. I know, and those women that don't help women, they say there's a special place in hell for them, and I don't want to be there. Simple.
Naz Shah talking to Katie Razzle there, and the Labour Party have given us the following statement. The Labour Party has been at the forefront of the fight for women's equality. We have transformed the representation of women in politics and championed equality for women in the workplace. Any complaints or evidence of sexism, intimidation received by the Labour Party are dealt with fairly according to our procedures and the law.